Okay, is there anybody in this room? Is there anybody in this room? Yes, there's somebody in this room. Is there anybody speaking to you? Is there anybody speaking to you? Yes, there's somebody speaking to me. Not speaking.
Speaking
to me. Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Yes, there's somebody sitting there on that chair. Not that. Not that. That. Chair. Okay. Is there anybody sitting on the floor? Is there anybody sitting on the floor? No, there isn't anybody sitting on the floor. Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? No, there isn't anybody in this room wearing a hat. Is there anybody in the corridor? Is there anybody in the corridor? No, there isn't anybody in the corridor. Not corridor, corridor. Not corridor. Okay. Who's speaking English in this room? Who's speaking English in this room? We're speaking, not we, we're speaking English in this room. Who's speaking French in this room? Who's speaking French in this room? Nobody's speaking French in this room. Who's wearing clothes in this room? Who's wearing clothes in this room? We're wearing clothes in this room. Who's wearing a hat in this room? Who's wearing a hat in this room? Nobody's wearing a hat in this room. Who's giving you an English lesson? Who's giving you an English lesson? You're giving us an English lesson. Who's in the corridor? Who's in the corridor? Nobody's in the corridor. Not in the corridor. Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're walking. Where am I walking to? Where am I walking to? You're walking, not walking. You're walking, not walking. You're walking. Not walking. You're walking. Walking to the door. Okay. Do you like walking? Do you like walking? Yes, I like walking. Does he like walking? Does he like walking? Yes, he likes walking. Is this Mr. Brown's dress? Is this Mr. Brown's dress? No, it isn't Mr. Brown's dress. It's Mrs. Brown's dress. Is this Mr. Brown's shirt? Is this Mr. Brown's shirt? Yes, it's Mr. Brown's shirt. Is this, not shirts, shirt. Is this Mr. Brown's arm? Is this Mr. Brown's arm? No, it isn't Mr. Brown's arm. It's Mrs. Brown's arm. Is this Mr. Smith's ear? Is this Mr. Smith's ear? No, it isn't Mr. Smith's ear. It's Mr. Brown's ear. Not fear, ear. Okay. Good. Is this Mrs. Brown's book? Is this Mrs. Brown's book? No, it isn't Mrs. Brown's book. Not good, book. It's your book. It's your book. What's my right hand doing? What's my right hand doing? Your right hand, not right. Right hand's moving up and down. Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're sitting down, not eating, sitting down. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're standing up. Do you sit down after the lesson? Do you sit down after the lesson? No, I don't sit down after the lesson. I stand up after the lesson. What's the negative of can? What's the negative of can? The negative of can is cannot. What's the contraction of cannot? What's the contraction of cannot? The contraction of cannot is can't. Okay. Can you speak Chinese? Can you speak Chinese? No, I can't speak Chinese. Can you put the table into your pocket? Can you put the table into your pocket? No, I can't put the table into my pocket. Can you touch the ceiling? Can you touch the ceiling? No, I can't touch the ceiling. Not ceiling, the ceiling. Okay. How much is a quarter of 40? How much is a quarter of 40? 10 is a quarter of 40. How much is a quarter of 1,000? How much is a quarter of 1,000? 250, not 50, and 50 or and 50. 250. 250 is a quarter of 1,000. Not that thousand, 1,000. What's a quarter of 10? What's a quarter of 10? 2.5 is a quarter of 10. What's a quarter of 5? What's a quarter of 5? 1.25 is a quarter of 5. Are you teaching me English? Are you teaching me English? No, I'm not teaching you English. I'm learning English from you. Okay. Do you learn Spanish? Do you learn Spanish? No, I don't learn Spanish. I learn English. Do you like learning a language? Do you like learning a language? Yes, I like learning a language. A language. Okay. Does she like learning a language? Does she like learning a language? Yes, she likes. She likes learning a language. Okay. Is English grammar difficult? Is English grammar difficult? No, English grammar isn't difficult. It's easy. Is Chinese an easy language to learn? Is Chinese an easy language to learn? No, Chinese isn't an easy language to learn. It's a difficult language to learn. Is it difficult for you to speak your language? Is it difficult for you to speak your language? No, it isn't difficult for me to speak my language. Language. It's easy. Is it generally easy for people to write with their left hand? Is it generally easy for people to write with their left hand? No, it isn't generally easy for people, for people to write with their left hand. It's difficult. What's my pen doing? Your pen's hanging between your finger and your thumb. Is there a light hanging from the ceiling? Yes, there's a light hanging from the ceiling. Is there a map hanging on that wall? Yes, there's a map hanging on that wall. Not the wall, that wall. Okay. Do you go home after the lesson by car, by bus, by train, or do you walk home? Do you go home after the lesson by car, by bus, by train, or do you walk home? I walk home, walk home after the lesson. I don't go by car, by bus, by train, or by train, sorry. Okay. Do you come to school by train or by bus? I come to school by bus. Does she come to school by train or by bus? She comes to school by bus. Are you married? No, I'm not married. I'm single. Repeat after me. New word. Some. Listen. Okay. Not all people in this town are men. Some are men and some are women. Again, not all the people in this town are men. Some are men and some are women. Not all cars in Japan are Toyota. Some are Toyota and some are Honda, Suzuki, etc. Are all the people in this town men? No, not all the people, The people in this town are men. Not men. Some are men and some are women. Are all the cars in Japan Toyota? No, not all the cars, cars in Japan are Toyota. Some are Toyota and some are Honda, Nissan, etc. Are all the people in this place married? No, not all the people in this place are married. Some are married, and some are single. Do all the people in Europe speak Spanish? No, not all the people in Europe speak Spanish. Some speak Spanish and some speak other languages. Not languages. Very good. Repeat after me. Anything. Something. Not anything. Nothing.
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 Shh. Listen. Anything and something both mean the same thing. We use anything for questions and negative sentences, and something for positive sentences. Again, anything and something both mean the same thing. We use anything in questions and negative sentences, and we use something in positive sentences. For example, we say, have I got anything in my right hand? Yes, you've got something in your right hand. Have I got anything in my left hand? No, you haven't got anything in your left hand. Anything we use in a non-specific question and has non-specific answer. Whereas what is specific and has specific answer. For example, a light, etc. or nothing for negative. Okay, repeat after me. Anything. 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 Have I got anything in my right hand? Have I got anything in my right hand? Yes, you've got something in your right hand. Is there anything on the table? Is there anything on the table? Yes, there's something on the table. Are you wearing anything on your feet? Are you wearing anything on your feet? Yes, I'm wearing something on my feet. Not my, on my. On my feet. Have I got anything in my left hand? Have I got anything in my left hand? No, you haven't got anything in your left hand. Not left hand. Is there anything on the floor? Is there anything on the floor? No, there isn't anything on the floor. Are you wearing anything on your head? Are you wearing anything on your head? No, I'm not wearing anything on my, my head. Okay. What have I got in my right hand? What have I got in my right hand? You've got a pen in your right hand. What have I got in my left hand? What have I got in my left hand? You've got nothing in your left hand. What's on the table? What's on the table? There are some books on the table. Okay. What's there on the floor? What's there on the floor? There's nothing there on the floor.